Hello students, I am teacher Anuja from the Wave Private School. Today we are going to learn about acid, base and salt. We have learned about this topic. We are going to see preparing soluble and insoluble salts. This topic is for grade 9. You will find this topic on page number 138 to 143. This is video number 7 from Cambridge IGCSE Chemistry course book. Let us proceed with our subtopic, that is preparing soluble and insoluble salts. Preparing soluble salts. First of all, we are going to see how salts are made. So there are two types, that is soluble salt, it means which is easily soluble. Okay, and the second one is insoluble salt, which is not completely soluble. So let us see first the category of soluble salt. So in that there are three methods in which we get soluble salt, that is acid plus reactive metal, second is acid plus base, and third one is acid plus carbonate. So by these three methods we get soluble salt. Similarly, the second is insoluble salt. So in this there are two methods, that is direct combustion and second one is precipitation. Let us first see soluble salt. Method 1 is acid plus reactive metals. So first step is, there in two beakers there are the solution of liquid. So in this beaker also there is a liquid solution, and in this beaker also there is a liquid solution. So what happened, when the solution is put in this beaker, you will see the solution of soluble substance are mixed together in a beaker. So now these both are liquid, but what this liquid is put into this second liquid, you can see the white precipitate of insoluble salt is formed. Now see student, when two liquids are mixed together, there is a formation of solid substance which is not easily dissolved or soluble. So that is the formation of salts. Okay, so what happens, they take this beaker, that is the second step, that in this there is a solution and salts. So they filter it. So they filter through the funnel. This is the funnel, and there is a filter paper, okay, by which when you put this solution, the filter, by the use of filter paper, the filtrate will come in this beaker, that is the pure liquid will come in this beaker, and the salts which are not dissolved or soluble in the solution remains on the filter paper. For example, I will tell you, when you do karak, you put karak, sugar, water, milk, but when you drink it, we filter it. So what happens, the tea powder is remain on the filter paper. Okay, so similarly in this, on the funnel there is presence of filter paper, on that there is presence of salts. So in third step, the filtrate precipitate is washed several times with water. Why? Because the salts, these are wet, because we did mixture of two liquid. So the salts are washed with water. So it, in this filter paper only salts are remain, purified insoluble salts, and in this again the filtrate is there in this beaker. The fourth step is, the insoluble salt is carefully wrapped out of the filter paper into dish and dried into an oven. So when we get the salts in the filter paper, they are dried in oven and you can get the pure form of salts. So got it? We will see one example of zinc nitrate which is prepared by this method 1. Now see student, these are the dried crystals of zinc and nitrate. So these crystals are formed by this method. Two solutions, one is zinc and another is nitrate. They both are mixed and these are the salts which are present here. Then they are again washed with the water and then dried in oven, and then we get dry crystals of zinc nitrate. Now you got how we get the crystals or the salts which are not soluble in water or any solution. Let us proceed to our second method. The second method is acid plus base by titration. In this we are going to see to prepare copper sulfate from copper oxide and sulfuric acid. To get the crystals of copper sulfate, first we need copper oxide and sulfuric acid. Let us see how is the method. In first method, you can see in a beaker there is sulfuric acid in first step which is heated. After that we put copper oxide. So when sulfuric acid and copper oxide are mixed together, in third step you can see the copper oxide is not soluble in the solution. So through the funnel and by filter paper, when we put this both solution, you can see the copper oxides, there is a formation of salts of copper oxide which are not soluble in solution, whereas down in beaker which passes through the filter paper there is copper sulfate solution. Got it? When two solutions are mix of sulfuric acid and copper oxide, the copper oxide salts are maintained in the filter paper, whereas the solution is passed and that solution is copper sulfate solution. The fourth step is the copper oxide which is here and the copper sulfate solution. This solution is heated. You can see the copper sulfate solution that is heated. When we heat the copper sulfate solution, we get the crystals of copper sulfate crystals. Now see student, in fifth step you can see the same solution of copper sulfate solution. In this you can see when we heat this solution there is a formation of crystals. So this solution is again filtered with the help of filter paper and the funnel, and you can see the liquid is here in this beaker and the salts of copper sulfate crystals are up in the filter paper. And the last step is the filter paper is dried and hence you get the crystals of copper sulfate. Now see student, these are the crystals of copper sulfate. So how it is formed you saw. First we take sulfuric acid, then copper oxide, then we filter it. Here is the copper oxide which is not soluble. Then this solution is heated. When we heat there is a formation of crystals. Then again we filter it and the crystals which we get we dry it. When we dry this we get the copper sulfate crystals. You got the two methods. Let us see the third method. Students, we saw the preparation of soluble salts. Now we will see the preparing of insoluble salts. How insoluble salts are prepared. So in that there are two methods, that is combustion and the second method is precipitation. Let us see method 1, that is salts by precipitation. So in this first beaker we will see there is Na2SO4, that is sodium sulfate. Okay, for example, see in this beaker there is sodium sulfate and in second beaker there is BaCl2, that is barium chloride. So what happens when in sodium sulfate we put barium chloride, you can see this white insoluble salts are forming. So what is that? That is called precipitation. When two liquids are mixed together there is formation of insoluble salt. That process is precipitation, whereas there is the formation of barium sulfate. So in this already there it was sodium sulfate, in that we put barium chloride, then there is a formation of barium sulfate. Got it, student? The white PPT which is formed, that is barium sulfate. Let us see the reaction. Sodium sulfate plus barium chloride, that gives barium sulfate, that is white PPT. So do you understand how salts are prepared by precipitation? So let us see what exactly is the definition of precipitation, and we will also see how this white PPT is formed when two liquids are mixed together. Now see student, when two solutions were mixed, there was the formation of white solid which was not soluble in liquid, so it gave you the white PPT of barium sulfate. Okay, so that process in which two liquids are mixed together, in that when there is the formation of solid, that is called precipitation. Let us see the definition of precipitation. The sudden formation of solid either by when two solutions are mixed or when a gas is bubbled into a solution, there is the formation of solid substance which is not soluble, that is called precipitation. Now see this image student, this is of barium sulfate, the powder by which two liquids were mixed together. See, two liquids were mixed together, that is sodium sulfate and barium chloride, which gave the white PPT of barium sulfate. Clear with this? So this was the end of your topic. Thank you.